Yeah. Numero UNO, me and Drizzy like the Super Bowl, man. It then it big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl.
What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another Warframe video. Today it's the long-awaited update on what is 1999. What are we getting into? When is it coming out? All the good stuff. So I created a video compiling all of the latest news in case you have been in the dark on what is about to hit Warframe this December. So this update is legit within weeks, I would say, but weeks sound like it's too long. So like within 2 to 3 weeks this update will be out, so be prepared. Release date wise, know they will be making a big reveal at the Game Awards on December 12th. That's when they're also doing the animation reveal, when they gave us the little teaser that we already seen in the previous dev stream. That, bro, I'm telling you guys, that animation, there was so many details that they paid tribute to the personality of the Warframes in these clips. And you know, you have Nyx not being able to control her infection, and then you have the personality of Volt still, you know, being goofy is kind of messing him up. So even though these Warframes are pretty strong, the animation kind of showed like they can still be vulnerable if they were caught slipping. And that was good because it did provide a more serious approach to Warframe storyline. It's always been serious, but the detail to just everything in that animation, you guys gotta check it out. It's only the teaser, so I brought that up to explain that they might give us that release date at the Game Awards. So if there's any date where you could expect a release date, I would say Game Awards would be it. In order to play this new update, you have to have completed the Lotus Eaters quest, which was, I would say, the world's shortest quest in history, so don't be too fearful of it. The thing is that you have to complete the missions that even allows you to get to Lotus Eaters. So you have to defeat the New War, you know, stuff like that, like the main quest, because the Lotus Eaters is legit the last quest of the game at this moment. So the 1999 update is bringing us a new world called Holivania. It will be cycling throughout seasons, so similar to how Deviri Paradox has different emotions, which changes the aesthetic of the map. The same world would be going through seasons where it rotates every week. So we would all be pretty much on the same rotation. But it is going to be a cool, different experience when it rotates throughout. I'm curious if they're going to have different resources that are attached to those seasons. So if you have enemies that are only showing up at a certain season, or resources that only show up at a certain season, I think that would be more immersive for the game as well. Navigation wise, I think if you guys have not played the demo yet, the demo console is available in the front of your ship. It should be on the right hand side. This computer, I feel like, is the bridge that connects us to the new update, because when we seen it in the dev stream, they legit go to that same computer and they access like a different type of map. So the UI does get updated once the update is officially out. We are getting more things, not just a new world, but a Tommy cycle, which is a new transportational item. I think we did have an update with the Goth that gave us the Cape, or Deviri Paradox gave us the horse. So this would make sense to give us another type of mount. We're also being introduced to 2 new factions, the Tech Rot and the Scaldra. They had to split up the dev stream into 2 just to explain each faction because of how in-depth this update is going to be. So similar to how they introduced us to the Caviar and the Murmur, where the Caviar is weak to corrosive damage and then the Murmur is weak to radiation. It's kind of differentiating, or a diverse, what do you say? Add diversity to the enemy weakness pool, because right now viral is it, right? Viral, gas, those are the main ones, slash. But if you think about it, they're creating more enemies with different weaknesses to try to push the diversity in our arsenal. You know, so we take different elements. It's not just viral all the time. I think that's why our main villain right now is the Infected, which would kind of be a good counter to the most strongest weapon element in the game. They are bringing along a new endless capture mission that I don't think we got to see just yet, but that sounds interesting. I wonder if it will be a good source for relic farming, Cyte-09. Right. All right. So we got Cyte-09. We gotta talk about this guy because any support frame or like an enemy manipulation type of ability would make a Warframe just completely broken. But his first ability is Seek, where he plants an antenna that projects a forward wave scan. Detected enemies take increased weak point damage and becomes visible through the walls. Weapons gain punch through just instantly. And this made the Zenith like just weak now. Like no one cares about it now. Like, bro, this weapon ability or this Warframe ability is kind of broken. Resupply, throw 2 elemental ammo packs that instantly refills the active weapons magazine while granting the weapon an additional instance of selected elemental damage and status effect. Reload, cleanse the effect. Sniper rifles gain extra damage. Hold the ability to select the elemental damage type. So you legit, just like how you have your item wheel, you get like a whole elemental wheel. I don't know why they didn't give this to Lavos. Well, the mixing is different for Lavos. You have to like hold 2 buttons together. But the wheel right here is like you can adapt to any type of enemy weaknesses. So it's very useful. Evade is your third ability where you jump backwards and you become invisible for a short duration. Weak point kills, extends the duration, and heals you. So this is one of those Gara kits. Who else? Summon the Neutralizer, Cyte-09's Exalted Sniper Rifle. Bullets ricochet off of weak points to seek out other nearby weak points. The alternative fire lobs a cold grenade that completely freezes. So you get instantly 10 stacks of cold damage that will just keep them. And remember, when they're frozen, your crit goes up. That is awesome. He's going to have a broken kit. But that's Cyte-09 coming out. You know, he is also getting a Protoframe, which bleeds into the next section, which is we're getting 6 Protoframes. Now, I honestly predicted that they were going to give us like Umbra Warframes, but hey, Protoframes work. This is nice because Protoframes bring more immersiveness to your missions. You know, your characters actually talk to each other. When you mark things, it is more responsive. Your emote that they added for the Protoframes are also amazing. They showcased, I feel like they showcased all of them. And the cool thing about these emotes is that they're switchable. So yeah, if you do switch the Volts emote to Quincy, you may not get the backflip transformation, but you'll still do the backflip because they want you to transfer the personalities. I feel like they said that you can implement this emote with any Warframe. So bruh, that's going to be sick to see. And then the big news of them all, because of this Protoframe, is that you can use it as, you know, for if you're using it with the respective Warframe, you can use it as a source of double fashion. So you can walk out with your Excalibur wearing a certain type of fashion armor and then do your emote and switch into your Proto Excalibur, which Arthur would be designed in another way, which is sick. So I like this jab at their alternate reality. Another thing that we're getting with this update is a new weapon called the Reconifex. It feels like a more 1999-ish version of the Trumna. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. And then it adds heat if you can get the recovery or the reload timing, just like how you do with the Sirocco. You get a perfect shot. If you get the right reload timing, you would add heat proc to your bullets. So it seems like it was built to fight the Scoundrel unit or the infected unit in general. So this is a must-have free weapon that you can get when this update's out. Another big feature that they're adding to this is the immersiveness or the dating simulation. Yeah, as the Drifter, chat with members of the Hex via your terminal and help the Kim. Oh, and the help of Kim. Kind Mantic instant messaging, because this is during Y2K era. You have like the immersion of pagers and telephones and, you know, texting, all of that. And you can even take it as beyond as to trying to kiss them. I don't know about making love, but I know that there is some form of bonding that you can reach with every Protoframe or member of the Hex. They don't start off nice is what we see, so we probably start at the bottom of their expectations and then just work our bond up, which is cool that they have that. But yeah, the Hex is a new syndicate, so this syndicate is going to be able to offer us a lot of rewards, just like every new syndicate they bring to the table. We have like a mirrors store where you can get the AX52 blueprint if you haven't gotten a chance to get that yet. You can get some new skins for the minigame that they have in the new location. You can also seem to get the Reconifex weapon here and the Vesper 77, which is the new pistol. You can also get Cyte-09 from Amir, which is Proto Volt. Then we have AoE shop where you can get some more music, I guess, for your music player. It seems like they come from the online album. I don't know if they're two. Yeah, one comes from the game and the other one. And then you have Leticia's. I think this is the Trinity Protoframe. So you can get hot pizza, crystals. I don't know if this is used to extend some type of meter like for standing, but these are some things that you can probably use to decorate your ship with. And I feel like there's also, there's floofs that you can get for every single one of them. So be sure, if you are a collector of the floofs, to add these to your collection. Now we got some 1999 cosmetics. So the drip is going to be insane when this update comes out, because you can already see the outfits are already just different from Warframe, which is awesome. You got these ones with the pockets. Got the shoes with the sneakers. It's crazy throwing around void energy fighting in this, but you can customize the colors. This one just makes you look like your own Skadra unit. It's for an adult, so I wonder if they're drifter only. I doubt it, but what the fuck. This one looks insane too. It looks cool, but you got like this emo punk, man in the wall, fanatic type of outfit. No shoes would have been awesome. I wonder if you can take those shoes off. That's what I would do that, bro. One thing is that we are, we're getting Rhino Heirloom skin next, but he will be releasing in January, I believe, and he might be coming out with one of the most requested features that I wanted with this update, the infected liches. So the infected liches were told in the previous dev stream that it was delayed, so we might be expecting this to come out with their Echo update, which most likely might be in a January release date, which is unfortunate, but I mean, at least they want to polish it up and don't want to give us anything half-assed. So I respect them for that. It is kind of like a blue ball for most of us that were very excited for that, but at least we have a chance to kind of like digest our food, and then have room for more. So they're going to give us the infected Hema, the infected Sporothrix, the infected Synapse, the infected Catabalist, the infected Pox, the Tyces, the Castasis, the Hirudo, the Meyer, Pathosis, and 3 new other Technocyte Dakotas. Was it Technocyte Coda weapons is what they're calling it? But yeah, you get these points from defeating the new infected liches, and once you take down the boss, you take these points to a shop in which you can selectively choose which weapon you want. I don't know how the element is going to work with this, or how these weapons kind of differ from our other adversary weapons, to call them, but I hope it is the same. The weapon level should still be increased to level 40 and whatnot, but yeah, I'm excited to see what these new weapons bring to the table and how they upgrade and improve the previous model. But January, this is most likely being paired with the heirloom skin for Rhino. But don't be too upset when you don't see this in the update this month. Shout out to Minky, who was also the designer of that skin for Rhino. He also designed a lot of original designs for the Warframes like Zephyr and Excalibur. And I heard he was a very creative person, so shout out RIP to him, because he has passed away. But that dude had a mind, bro. He had a very artistic mind, and I appreciate his art design and approach he brought to this game. So shout out for Minky for that. In addition to the weapons that we're getting with the infected liches, I'm also curious on how far are they going to give us with the rewards. With the Kuva lich, we only got the ephemeras and the weapons. For the Tenet Sisters, we got which is the Corpus Lich. We got the weapons, the ephemeras, and a pet dog or a companion. So for the Infected Lich, I'm wondering, are we going to just follow the pattern, just add another one in there? I don't know what that would be though. Trinity and Nyx are getting a rework. They are legit sounding like fun. They always been fun Warframes to play as, but with these reworks, it sounds even better. Her new passive is going to be increasing the max health of other players that she plays with. It scales with affinity in terms of your range. Oh, it's based off of your energy. Yeah, my bad. So if your energy was like 700, then that means you'll be giving everybody an increased base max health of 350, which is insane. So that's cool for some assist and support. While moving, you can cast your 2 now, and the duration is increased. They did say that back then you were able to place and make your duration into the negative, which would cause your move to come out faster. But now they have rewarded players for having increased duration so that it's in the positive to where you will get more. So now you have a choice. Do you want your pulses to spawn and come out faster, or do you want your pulses to give you more but slower? They said you can now cast 3 at once now, and then that the duration went from base 12 to base 20 seconds. Her Well of Life ability can now revive players for free just for being nearby, I think. So it is on a cooldown per player, not on ability, but per player if they do die in her Well of Life, which is awesome. Her third ability, Link, has increased duration as well, and you can cast it while moving. You can also recast it while it's active, which is similar to Zata's Whisper. So if your duration was getting low, you don't have to wait until it's done. You can just recast it and reset. Or I think the more strength you have, the more strength you have can increase how many targets you can link with. For Nyx, her passive is now if there's 5 or more enemies that are confused from her radiation procs, she will have an increase in critical chance for her ranged weapons. So that is insane. I want to see how high her damage can go. When you mind control an enemy, it causes them to be more aggressive now, so they are more prone and proactive to attacking their opponents, not just attacking once, waiting, sitting there. They're like more active. They're faster, and their attacks deal radiation, so that not only will they attack people quickly, but they're spreading radiation to quickly spread that chaos to everybody else. The number 2 ability is that when you steal or shoot your arrows, I guess you're going to steal defenses. So you can, if they have armor, you're going to steal their armor. If they have shields, you're going to gain an increase in shields. If they have overshields, you're going to so this is good for Eximus units 100%. So you can absorb their overshields, which is awesome. Increased duration with her number 2 as well. For her 3, you have the proper radiation procs now activating. They don't have it bootlegged like Frost cold procs. They have it actually, and when they do this and say this, that means like the proc now would now apply the effect. So anybody under your control has an increase in physical ability. And the cool thing is that once you kill enemy with your I forgot to bring this up for your number 2. Once you kill an enemy with your, after you replenish their shields, more will spread out. So you can replenish more shields and armor and overguard and whatnot just for killing them quickly. But yeah, we went over 3. Her 4th and final ability now allows her to move, so she can go anywhere she wants. It runs on duration, and it can scale with the damage based off of how much damage are the enemies dealing to each other. So you want to have your chaos and radiation procs just spread everywhere, because you will be absorbing that damage that they are causing. It's like you're just absorbing the chaos and then you dish it out. After you dish out your damage too, you are now invulnerable, and the duration of that invulnerability depends on how much damage you absorb, which is just a good synergy kit. They are bringing us a new PVPVE mode to where it's 3v3, but we're not fighting each other. We're kind of doing an objective, and it's a race to who can do the objective quicker. completing any mini games, or not mini games, but like quick time actions within that mission can cause you to gain buffs or debuffs to the other team. So it is still kind of like a competing mode against other players, but it's not direct PvP. Winning this mode do grant you extra phosphor that you can trade with Lloyd to get arcanes, I think, and then you can also grow your conclave standing, which is the PvP mode side of Warframe. And finally, we do have some changes going with Warframe quality of life, to where people did complain that there weren't enough slots. So now they're increasing the amount of slots Warframe can give. So there will be gifting all of us an additional 3. And on top of that, I think the junctions would also now give players a slot. Plus, the weapons at junctions are no longer going to just be blueprints. They're going to already be built and crafted, and you have a slot that comes with it, which is good for new players, because to be honest, those introductory weapons you can get anytime again. So if you are trying to make spot and room for stronger weapons, you could just delete them out your inventory and you would still keep those, those slots. So this is a good thing to have more players be able to hold items. And one thing that this is the only issue I do have, a little bit behind the infected leeches not being there, but the mastery rank test changes are going to be changed to where you no longer have to wait an entire day if you fail. Honestly, I feel like that should just leave how it is, because to me, taking the mastery test is like it does feel like a test, because if I messed up, I realistically would have to wait. But on a business model point of view, you don't want to push away players who are struggling with that because they keep having to wait. But the thing is, for me, is like there's a practice button for a reason. So you practice, and then once you actually get it, you do the real thing, and well, boom. So I don't know where the frustration comes out. Maybe players just, because that isn't okay. Look, maybe that's where the problem is. DE, if you're watching this video, when someone gets an announcement or a notification that they can take their mastery rank test, they do click start and they go to the menu to select it from that notification. But when they do it, it instantly starts their test. It doesn't take them to the option of doing a test or the practice. So DE, if you guys can just change it to where you give players that option, maybe that would help lighten that blow. Otherwise, because I really don't think you should do that, because it does get rid of that value of taking your mastery rank test and making sure you're prepared for it. I mean, yeah, like at the same time, it's like I don't really care, because it's like your impact in game is what really matters. So, but at the same time, to those who really do care about the mastery rank, I do hope they do just keep it to a whole day wait period. Just make sure they repolish the UI so that they are presented with that option of practicing. And then if anything, maybe change it to 12 hours. Like if they had to, 12 hours, okay? That's the lowest I'm going to be okay with. But that's the last thing they added to this update. There are probably more things, there's arcanes and mods that we didn't talk about that I'm sure they're keeping in the dark on purpose. But if you guys do have any questions, feel free to type them down in the comment section below. Keep up the grind, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace.
Ooh, okay. No help, nigga. I'm straight. Where it at? On the way. Pray to God every day.